Hey guys, I'm here in Drogheda tonight. It's a huge game. It's Longford 10 are playing Drogheda United. It's the first time we've seen either of these sides this season, and I'm on camera here specifically to say a big happy birthday to a man, Ken Murphy. It was his birthday on Wednesday. Hope you had a great day, pal. I'm Donagh and you're watching the League of Ireland interview show. Tiernan Mulvaney, a very disappointing result, and I mean, considering it besides the 3 goals, there wasn't really many chances for Longford to get those goals.
No, especially after the last 3 weeks. I knew we lost 2 games. We lost against Donagh, probably last minute game, and we were tight. We lost here against Cork 2-1 as well, but I think we done well in the second half against that one. And then against Pats then the other week, 2-2. We thought we were getting there, and then we thought we'd have a chance today. I think it's 3 silly goals, 2 crosses, but then yet again we didn't take our chances. I think either. I think we had. I know he probably didn't make saves, but we were in around the goal area an awful lot as well. But just one of those games we probably just have to forget and just move on to Rovers on next week.
Longford may have sort of shell-shocked you a bit with that spectacular early goal.
I think we just didn't pick up the second ball, and then we flicked back into the box and they scored, and probably sets us back. Probably we wanted the fast start and hopefully scare them a bit and put them in the back foot. It just didn't materialise, and we're just going to have to dust ourselves down and go again, go to Rovers, and then we go round 2, and hopefully we can start picking up more points, and I think we probably deserve in this round of games as well.
Sean Thornton is going to be a huge loss in the next game as well with the suspension. I mean, he's been so important for Drogheda this year, and I mean it's a silly sending off in the end, isn't it?
I don't think I'd like to see it again, but I don't think it's a sending off either. I don't think if it was a sending off, I think their boys would have been around more, because there's a couple of experienced boys in the Longford squad that I think would have been around the referee if they thought it was a sending off. And even Flynn just he get up and get on with it, and he's the type of character, if it's a sending off, he'll go for somebody or he'll do something to say it was a sending off. So I think it's harsh, but Sean will be a massive miss for us. He's a big part of our team, and hopefully we can there's boys fighting and chopping at the bit, because we've lost a few games and people are fighting to get into the team, so it might just be someone's other opportunity. And
Johnny McDonald, finally, I mean, he's obviously very different to the lads you would have worked with before, and I mean, he's you would have seen some of his Shells team last year. They're playing amazing football, and that's the sort of football that you would like to be involved in.
I'd love to be. It's just where we are in the league. I think in this league it's 2 leagues, isn't it? There's a full-time league and a part-time league, and that's what we should have probably. This is the game where we probably should have showed what football we do at training, and the likes of Mark Salmon, stuff he does at training with us is second to none. It was that, as you said, the shell shock start, and it just upset us, and then we just leaving the second half. I think we had probably 4 or 5 chances, and we just couldn't hit the net, and I think it just wasn't our day, and we just have to move on.
Right, well, thank you. Mark Salmon, you're not exactly known for your goal scoring, but I mean 2 very important goals tonight.
Yeah, especially from the right hand side. I don't normally, but look, it was more about the performance tonight. We worked a lot. I'm trying to keep a clean sheet the last couple of weeks, so I think that was probably the most pleasing thing.
How important was that early goal? I mean, it just stunned Drogheda, and from then on it always looked like Longford were going to be leaving here with 3 points.
That's it, especially when you're playing away from home, trying to get an early goal is vital. So when it fell to Davy, it was great. I think it was only a couple of minutes, so it settles us a bit, and then it makes them go chasing a bit as well, so it was great to get it so early.
A bit of a culture shock coming up here, but it's not Longford Town, sitting 6th now, because Bows I think have beaten Derry, so it's not a bad wee start to the season.
Any team coming up, it's vital just to stay up, but as the season's going on, we're picking up points, so it's great, just to, like I said, pick up as many points as we can and try and keep going every week.
How strange has it been to be playing in the Premier Division now in a Longford Town jersey?
Yeah, it's been. I think it's my 5th or 6th year now, and it's the 4th season we've got here, so it's good. It's where you want to be playing. You don't want to be down in the 4th division.
The type of players you're playing with here are so, all due respect to the teams you would have played last year, it's a considerably higher standard.
Definitely, you can see it already, little mistakes last year you would have been getting away with. This year it's back of the net, what I mean? So I think as the games are going on now, we're getting back used to that,
And for yourself, has it been this almost? It looks like this league almost suits you more than the sort of because it's less physical and sort of teams just going out to kick you. It looks like it suits a player like yourself a bit more. This sort of division.
Yeah, well, you get a bit more time on the ball. It's not as crazy as the 4th division, So it's what you do with it then, So like I said, good players around us. We move the ball and we're doing all right.
All right, thank you. Mick Daly, a very disappointing result because, you know, Longford Town coming here, newly promoted, probably shouldn't be leaving here with 3 points and a clean sheet and 3 goals.
No, to say the least, very disappointing. We had a good performance Monday, we had a good performance on Friday, although we lost. Tonight we just didn't show up. We had our chances, we probably had the better chances in the game, missed a shed load of chances, and they took theirs. We were too open.
How different do you think the game would have ended how different do you think the game would have been if they hadn't scored that early goal?
It's easy to say that. We shouldn't have let them get it. We were too weak to let them in. It was just too easy. It was a long ball, flick-ons. It was just too easy. They shouldn't be getting in like that. But the crucial goal was the second goal. We had a great chance down our end. Just didn't pass when we should have passed. They go down the other end and score. Game over.
Sean Thornton is going to be a massive loss now after being sent off as well, because he's been very, very important for Drogheda's form this year.
Yeah, he's a good player. It was a bit of a harsh red card. He didn't touch the man. He did lead with his leg, but he didn't touch the man. But hopefully he'll only miss one game. Hopefully he'll miss Rovers next week. Rovers away. So we'll just regroup and go again after that.
How important do you think he's been? Like, as in, he's obviously got a wealth of experience over in England to come in and with the sort of the younger lads in the dressing room, and even lads like yourself. I mean, he's got a huge amount of experience. He's won trophies there and everything. He's very, very experienced.
Yeah, he's a good player. No, Sean, he gives us a bit of control in the middle. He gets his foot on it, he plays, which we need. But we've missed him in a couple of games. Like, he's been out for a few weeks. He's probably only played 4 games, so we'll cope.
And you know, it's been a different year. I mean, Johnny McDonald is obviously he's quite different to the other lads you would have worked with under at Drogheda United, and he's like watching the Shells team last year. He had them playing immense football, and the sort of football you want to be playing. Yeah,
no, Johnny's a good manager. Mark's in with him. Mark's a great coach, and Pete is a bit of a steadying influence there, but it's just time to pick up points now. We were unlucky for a few games, but tonight just wasn't good enough.
And you mentioned Rovers. I mean, it's going to be a really, really tough to come back from a result like this to go and play such an important team and a team who were challenging for the title.
Yeah, well, the last 3 games we had Cork, Dundalk and Pats, and the most we lost by was a goal. We're good at defending, we're good at keeping our shape and going from there. What we're struggling with is when we play teams like Bows, Galway, Longford here, where we're expected to go and win again. We just leave ourselves a little too open. So I've no fear next week. We can keep it tight and we can always score a goal.
And what are the sort of like the goals at Drogheda United this year? Because it's very it seems very different because the squad's that bit smaller almost than last year. And I mean, it's like what is the aim for this season?
Yeah, well, we've won the lowest budget in the league, so you have to have your expectations in line with that. First of all, we have to stay up, and then if we can advance from that, we'll be happy. But survival is key.
Right, thank you very much. Gary Shaw, a very important result and a very satisfactory one as well. 3 goals, just clinical from Longford tonight.
Yeah, from start to finish, you know, we really got at them, put them under pressure, moved the ball well. The pitch was in good nick, the bit of water on top of it done it well. We moved the ball well, as I said, and you know, we took our chances. Unfortunately, I could have had one myself in the first half to put a 2-0 before half time. We didn't, but we came out second half, still applied the pressure, and we got 2 more goals in the second half and put the game to bed.
I imagine it would have been a very different game if you hadn't scored that early goal.
Yeah, it was great to get off to a good start, but you know, Tony said at the start, just get at them, put them under pressure. We did that. You know, they're not pacey in behind, and we found gaps, and you know, thankfully Davey put the ball away early on and it got us off to a good start.
You really took advantage of the fact that like they only really started after that goal went in, and I mean you took advantage of the slow start they made.
That's it. You know, it did take them until after the goal. That's what sometimes happens to teams, but you know, in this league you can't let that happen, because if you let a team get on top at this level, it's tough to get back from it. And you know, Drogheda found it tough all night to get back from the pressure we were putting on them, and like I said, we took our chances. They didn't have that many chances in the game, but you know, we got 3 and we put them to bed early on, as I said.
And you're back playing in the Premier Division now. I'd say you're delighted to be back here, because it's been a while.
It's been a while, yeah. It was a tough old slog to get back, but eventually made it back. I'm delighted to be back. It's a great level. You get more exposure as a player, tougher challenges on match days. Great stadiums to go to. My first time down Turner's Cross last week, and you know, really enjoyed that. So it's great to be back, and hope long may it continue.
You were involved obviously in the playoff games. What was it like to go back to Bray as a fully fledged league team? You know.
Yeah, it's like I had a great couple of years at Bray, and you know, Longford, I've been here now for 4 years. This is my 5th year, I think. But you know, it's always good to go back there and play against them, and I actually scored against them this year. That was my I think my first goal of the season was against Bray, so it was good to get a goal against them. But no, I have great respect for Bray, and they taught me well. They brought me into the league, so I have great respect for them.
There's always a mad amount of controversy around Bray, isn't there?
Yeah, always will be, always is. At the start of the season, throughout the whole way, it's an interesting club. You don't know what it's going to be like from season to season, but they always throw in a little twist there along the way, and I'm sure that what's going on there now won't be the last of it.
Yeah, I was talking to, I think it was David Webster, who you would have played with at Bray, and he was saying that a lot of it is sort of entirely fictional, because he was saying he never had any problems. He was there for 5 years. I was there. From the time I was there, it seemed everything. It gets a lot of I don't know, a lot of rumours spread around outside, but inside, for me, for the 2 years I was there was never anything wrong. It was always a well-run club. It seemed to be anyway. I never had any problems. Treated me well, gave me a stepping stone in the league, and unfortunately with injuries it just hindered me a bit. But for me, Bray is a great club, and hopefully that all the problems that they put behind them, and they will do well in the league, but obviously we want to do better than them. And finally, you've got Derry next week. It could be a very, very important game, because they're right neck and neck with you at the moment. I think Bohemians got a result against them which puts you in 6th, but it'd be huge to get a win against them.
That's it. Look, we're just taking it game by game. We see it as if we beat Derry, it's an extra 3 points ahead of them, so that's what we'll do. We'll forget about the result tonight. We've done well, we deserve the win. We'll go to Derry now. We're at home. There'll be a tough side. It's been a while since we've played Derry, since Longford and Derry have played, but it'll be a good game. They're a physical side, always have been, but we're building confidence now after a win like that tonight. The fans will be behind us. Hopefully get a good crowd, and we can get a result and pull 3 points further from Derry.
Alright, thank you.